VA loan, cash out right now. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff Javarthan, Jeff the Mortgage Pro. Thanks so much for watching. I love it when you guys like my videos, so please make sure that you like it. If you do like this video, that's one of the things that I asked you to do. And then if you want to pay it forward to me, you could actually subscribe to my channel. You could do that down below as well. That way you get updates on when the videos are going to come out. And I usually try to put out a couple of them every couple weeks. All right, so today what we're talking about is VA cash out refinances and why you should do it right now. So let me give you a couple of statistics first. Number one statistic that I think is just mind-boggling is right now at the end of 2023 quarter one, so at the end of March of 2023, CoreLogic reported that the average American home equity in their home is $274,000. That's a pretty mind-boggling statistic. That's a lot of equity that's tied up in property right now. And that's actually available cash that you could tap into if you have the right strategy. Number two, which I think is another mind-blowing statistic, according to the New York Fed, at the end of quarter one, the average or the total credit card debt in the United States was $986 billion. That's $50 billion more than what it was at the peak of 2019, quarter two of 2019. So $986 billion worth of credit card debt. That's an astounding number. On top of that credit card debt, the average interest rate for a credit card right now is 24.9%. That's almost 25% on interest rates on your credit card, which is, again, that's an astounding number. That's a really high interest rate. And then the average car loan interest rate as of July 2023 is 9.21%. Again, this is another really, really high number. So take all those things into consideration. And if you have a lot of equity in your home and you have a VA loan, it might be a good idea to consider a cash out refinance right now into another VA loan. Again, a VA loan, because it's a benefit to you, as a veteran, you'll be able to actually keep a lower than market interest rate just because it's a VA loan. And then going forward, if rates do drop, we can always look into doing a VA EARL refinance down the road, which is an interest rate reduction loan. And that way you can have very little paperwork and have a lower interest rate going forward. But the main thing, there's three things we want you to look at here if you're going to do a cash out refinance. Three things and three ideas that you might take a look at. The first one is to pay off debt. It has to do with those statistics that we just talked about. If you have credit cards, if you have car loans, if you have student loans, if you have personal loans, all those interest rates are going to be sky high through the roof right now. So one of the things that you could do is pay off debt. If you have a HELOC, most likely it's pushing up towards 8, 9, 10%. A cash out refinance would still be able to lower that interest rate on that particular debt and help you with your monthly cash flow every month. That's the most important thing right now, I think, is to make sure that your cash flow is as optimized as it can possibly be. That means that the money going out versus the money that's coming in is going to be optimized. You're going to have the lowest amount of money going out that you possibly can. That's the improved cash flow that a debt consolidation, paying off debt type of refinance could do for you. Okay, so take a look at that. Number two is to improve your property. That's one of the things you could do with a cash out of your loan. If you're going to improve your property, you're most likely going to increase the value, which is going to increase the equity position that you have in your property as well. So you could do things like adding a bathroom, adding a bedroom if you wanted to. You could update your kitchen. You could update your bathroom. You could do your family room. You could get new furniture. You could paint. You could do a new roof. The list goes on and on about the different types of things you could do to improve your property and increase the value of your property. And a cash out refinance may help you with that. So let's run the numbers if that's something that you're considering doing right now. And then the last thing you can do is kind of something that I would do in case of an emergency right now. Every dollar that you have in equity is money that cannot be invested, and it's money that is just sitting there and it earns a 0% rate of return. So one of the things you could do is to pad your savings or get it ready for either an emergency or an opportunity. And what I mean by emergency could be like maybe you lose your job during this downfall and potential recession that we're headed into. So that could be something that you have emergency funds ready to go for you. But an opportunity might be like, oh my gosh, the house down the street is like in foreclosure and they're selling it for 50 cents on the dollar, and I have enough money to be able to buy that thing all cash. Let me go ahead and use my money that I have to be able to take advantage of that opportunity so that when the things turn around, I can crush it with that investment and make a lot of money on the back end of it. Okay. So that's an example of an opportunity that may happen for you. So those are three things that you could do right now with a VA cash out refinance. And just remember that rates are going to be higher today. I understand that. That's, between 2020 and 2022, when rates were in the the twos and the threes, we're not going to see that anytime soon. So obviously the rate is going to be higher than it is right now. But the super cool thing about the VA loans, like I mentioned earlier in the video, is that as you go forward in time, you can always look into doing a VA IRRRL refinance. And that means that we can help you lower your interest rate without a lot of paperwork and not even really any verifications of employment or anything like that, because you've already qualified for a VA loan. That's the only type of loan that has this special stipulation where we can do a loan for you basically without any verification of income or anything like that, which I think is amazing. So make sure that you always run the numbers first. I would never want to put you in a position where your expenses are going to be more than what they are right now if you're going to do a cash out refinance, especially if you're consolidating debt. So make sure you run the numbers first. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my Calendly link down below. That's my calendar. So if you want to jump on my calendar for 15 minutes, please go ahead and click on that link, fill out the information, and I'll love to talk to you and help you out with your VA cash out refinance. See you on the next show. Have a good one.